What's the best sex advice anyone has ever given you? Posted by a sex therapist on one of the subs. Ask yourself, how do I need to feel to enjoy sex? E.G. loved, safe, dominated, sexy, jealous, etc. And you/your partner work on eliciting these feelings. It's so simple, but it has helped me figure out what I need to do/have my partner do to get me really riled up. Put a pillow under her butt. It's big enough. Stop being insecure. It's a huge turn off. Wash the doodle noodle after peeing. When going down on a girl, start like a butterfly, end like a bulldog eating chili. As a chunky lady, don't try and hide your body from someone that wants to sleep with you, given that you consent. They already know you are fat, and they are into you. Just let yourself have fun. It's a cooperative experience. Boy, girl, whatever, you are not expected to run the show. It's a dance involving all parties. Just get off me, I think we are done. Foreplay is king. It's not like porn. Just like that. Don't stop doesn't mean faster and harder. Got literally zero advice because of conservative upbringing. That worked for me though. Communicate. Don't be afraid to ask for what you want. And likewise, don't be afraid to ask them what they want. Foreplay. The warm-up wins the game. Set yourself up for victory. Starting the race from a standstill doesn't work in men's favor. Keep things interesting. While boring might not be the leading cause of a dead bedroom, it really doesn't help. Feelings are always involved. Always. Maybe not yours, maybe not theirs, but somebody is going to have feelings about what you're doing. A woman about 15 years older than I said something that would forever stick with me and made me a far better lover. She said sometimes you should do things in bed that you don't like, but never things you hate. That advice should be taught to everyone. If you're a man and you don't really like going down on women, you should still do it as part of a sexual act to please the other one. Sex isn't about every single moment precisely your preference. As long as you don't hate what you're doing, you might get things you love by sometimes giving things you don't love. 2 pieces of advice I got from a wise friend at a young age. If you want to be ready to put your fingers in a vagina, then clip your fingernails as soon as they get close to long. Stop biting them and never leave hangnails. Incidentally, this also makes massages feel really good. If you want to get laid, clean your room. If you build it, they will come. This applies to many aspects of life. If you want to grow your business, improve your space. Prepare for the success you want to actualize before it happens. Your increased confidence will allow you to achieve results while minimizing anxiety. Always wear a helmet. Speaking as a man, I cannot overstate enough that aftercare is a big thing. This isn't porn where you bust a nut and get on with life. If you've had sex with a woman, make sure she feels valued and special afterwards. Cuddle, talk, laugh. Don't just roll over and go to sleep. On the flip side, this goes for men too. We go through life trained almost from the time we can walk and talk to fear intimacy and opening up and being vulnerable. Being held close is a wonderful feeling, especially after sex, because everyone is vulnerable in some way or another after the act. Going back to a point above as well, this is not porn. Don't come in her face. Don't slap her with your dick. Don't force it down her throat or anything else violent or intrusive. Porn like that has made violent sexual acts like this the norm, and sadly it's where a lot of young people today learn about sex. I can't stress enough how shitty this makes a lot of women feel. That's a human being you're having sex with, remember that. From Silicon Valley. Pillow talk is the best part. Everything before that is just foreplay. Wear protection. I now have riot gear in my wallet at all times. If you have sex with her, I will kill you. My best friend's dad's advice to me about best friend's sister. Don't forget to enjoy it. It's supposed to be fun. We stress and worry about it so much that a lot of people can't even let themselves have a good time doing it. If her moaning is getting louder, it doesn't mean for you to go faster/harder. Stay at exactly where you are because she's liking it. Go faster/harder when she tells you to. Best advice I received was this. Be intimate as well as hot. Make it about mutual pleasure and an expression of feelings, rather than primarily a physical urge or need. Learn oral. It's not just about the orgasm. Give your partner feedback. Let them know when they're doing it right. For the beginning, verbal. When you know each other better, non-verbal can be enough. Use protection. Foreplay. Lots of it. Guys, use your fingers during foreplay. Find her G-spot and or clit. Some girls have a preference, so ask. Focus on that. Girls, it's okay to initiate. And for the love of God, be active during sex. It makes it way hotter. Communication is the most important aspect to a healthy sex life, and don't be upset if your first couple times with a new partner are pretty mediocre. There's also this furry comic with fantastic beginner's advice for sucking dick. Not gonna go find it, but it's pretty well known for that exact reason. Schedule sex and prioritize it in a relationship. Once you and a partner have an established groove, it takes about 30 minutes to have sex. From start to finish, 1 orgasm each. So twice a week is an hour of your time. No matter how busy or how tired you are, you can set aside an hour a week to keep your sex life alive. Don't wait until you are both in the mood. Set time for sex, and then when that time comes, get yourself in the mood by starting it. Having kids does not kill your sex life, it only makes it less spontaneous. You have to plan it and commit to reserving planned time for sex in your marriage. If you do that, your sex life can actually get better, not worse, over time. Consistency is key. I'm getting close does not mean suddenly change everything you're doing. Maintain your speed and pressure. Also, when choking, squeeze the sides of the neck, not the front. Some tips for anal, gay or not. Be ready for what you're going to do. Go, take a shower, rinse off, whatever you call it, do it beforehand. If you aren't ready, delay. It's better than embarrassment of giving a Christmas tree. If you play in the back door, you might get dirty. It's a risk you take. If it happens, be nice about it. Excuse yourself, clean up and put a pause on the festivities until things are clear. No need to be mad at the person or cause a commotion about it. Anal sex will hit your bladder. Go piss before you start. No one likes to be interrupted by nature, unless that's your thing. Be careful with those fingers. Keep your nails clean and trimmed. No hangnails. Your lower intestine is a warm, moist environment for bacteria, so make sure you don't introduce nasty stuff to that area. No lube is for pros only. It might sound fun to go all natural, or you might have seen porn do it, but don't do it until you have had some patient experience with it. Spit is often too watery for lube, and it disappears fast, so have regular lube nearby, or call it off before things get uncomfortable. Get on PrEP. Even if you are using condoms, it doesn't hurt to be on the safe side. Start slow. Don't pound to start. The receiver needs time to relax and get used to it. If one position is too painful, try a different position. Different people's anatomy bend in slightly different ways, so work with the body and not against it. After all the fun is over, if you're the giver, make sure you take a piss to clean out your urethra. You don't want a UTI because you didn't take 30 seconds to clean it out. There's a difference between dominant and forceful. Dominance is mental as well as physical. Take a little extra time to figure out what your partner likes. I love being tied down, and when there's no rope, having my wrists pinned above my head is great. Having my hair pulled is great, but men always f**k up initially and pull my hair way too hard. Again, it's not about physical force. My husband will put his arm under me during missionary and grab my shoulder. Makes a huge difference. You can do a fantastic job of being dominant without solely relying on physical force and without inflicting undue pain. Submissive isn't equal to masochistic. Actually make a point of discussing your likes, dislikes and desires with your sexual partners. It will only make it better for both of you. Considering what you're about to do to each other, I don't understand why it's so hard for some people to talk about. You're a guy, so you're likely going to get off either way, but she may not. Want girls to talk about you being terrible in bed? No, you don't. Put her pleasure first and everything will work out perfectly. Words from my dad. He was not wrong. Guys, we're gonna get ours. Do them a favor and make sure they get this. My mom told me to always go for the thumb if you're about to kiss someone's fingers. It's the least likely one they'd use to scratch their asshole. Always offer to wash up if they offer to go down. If they go down, return the favor. It will get you laid more often. Best advice I ever got was while fingering a girl. She said feel that little area where it's like really soft cartilage. You can feel it sort of flap left and right. Move that left and right. That's what I like. I've done that with every woman since then and it's worked wonders. The clit is very important, but a lot of women don't do a good job at explaining what to do with it. You have to pay attention at that moment when both of you have finished. If the guy turns around and starts to sleep, it's most likely that they consider you as nothing serious. On the contrario, if both of you laugh and he starts to hug you or stare at each other and smile, appreciate that lad. I consider this a time live saver. Know where the clit is. Just heard so many stories about men who didn't know or care about their partner's pleasure, including clitoral stimulation. So you know I'm living there when I'm being intimate with someone, and it has worked out in spades. When they say don't stop, just keep doing what you are doing. Don't speed up, slow down, change angles or try for a better grip. Keep doing that exact same thing. When I was about 18, an older couple told me to take a 9-volt battery and stick it on my girlfriend's clit. So I went out and bought a brand new one, and I got punched in the mouth. Foreplay is key. Maybe you don't last super long. Maybe you know your isn't that good. Maybe you realize that cologne isn't always the greatest. Foreplay will solve that kind of stuff. Communication is also great at this stage. Finding out what the other likes and building on it rather than just letting them suffer as you terrorize a sensitive clit. Also seating and the general advice of always prepping for any kind of play. If it's freshly clean it's not gonna taste like shit. It's got a lot more nerve endings in there, so it can feel really great, and most girls who are into getting it ate really love it. Finger a vagina with your middle finger, not your index finger.